Welcome to Live, life-inspired views for every day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. Last year, my husband Donnie and our daughter Maria attended the funeral visitation for a woman who had been my colleague and our daughter's 5th grade teacher. Mrs. Johns was beloved by her students. Finally, we were next in line to greet her husband Wayne, and through tears and sobs, Maria said to him, "Mrs. Johns saved my life." She had come through a difficult and painful time in 4th grade the year before. But Maria remembered during her first conference, Mrs. Johns said, "Everything Maria says is a pearl." The power of words and the love of a teacher to heal wounds. I marvel at the power of unconditional love and acceptance to change lives and heal wounds. Our daughter's life is an example. One of the great mental health counselors and theorists was Carl Rogers. His premise was that we bestow unconditional love and acceptance on all we meet and those we counsel. So exactly what does it mean or look like to blanket those in our care or on our path with that kind of love and encouragement? I'm reminded of the story of 2 frogs who fell into a pit when hopping down a path. The other frogs in the group looked down at the 2 frogs frantically and unsuccessfully trying to hop out of the pit. They shouted at the trapped frogs to just get it over with and die because they were never going to get out of that deep pit. The frantic frogs continued trying to jump out, while the frogs at the top kept yelling at them and to forget it. They're never going to get out. At last, one frog just lay down and died. The other frog continued to try. He jumped. Finally, he jumped out. The frogs at the top gathered around that escaped frog and asked him, "Didn't you hear us telling you to get it over with and just lay down and die?" To which the liberated frog replied, "Oh, that is what you were saying. I'm almost completely deaf, and I thought you were encouraging me." Again, the words are a powerful vehicle. They can give life, or they can take it away. We have grown to fear those around us, often holding back expressions of kindness, validation, or even existence of the other person in our midst. We will never know what was in the mind of the gunman who took the lives of 2 teachers and so many children in Texas. We will most likely not know or understand the wounds that he had incurred during his life. But who knows what might happen if we show kindness to someone who has hidden anger or wounds? Could we possibly prevent an action that could cause harm to so many? It often does not take much to save a sad life that is hanging by an emotional string. Just some acceptance and a smile can give a sense of worth and validation to a person. We just never know. So be kind whenever possible, and it is almost always possible. The other day, while checking out in a store, the cashier had scarred cuts on her arms, tattoos adorning her skin, and greasy hair with loads of black eye makeup around her eyes. But when I smiled and talked to her, she smiled so kindly back to me. I continued smiling and making small talk while I checked out with the hope that this young soul, who would easily be shunned by others, just might feel that I assigned her value for that moment. I hope that sense of value would linger like the scent of lilacs. One more story. John Bullock was an author. He was sitting on a train one day when a drunk man plopped into the seat next to him. The drunk man reached in his pocket, pulled out a flask, and asked, "Would you like a drink?" To which John Bullock replied, "No, thank you, but I can see you're a very generous man." Because of the way John Bullock responded, they had a conversation that would eventually change the life of that drunk man, all because John Bullock was willing to compliment instead of condemn. So, remember the frogs, remember Maria, and remember the drunk man when you are with someone who needs encouragement rather than criticism. On your mirror next week, put these 4 words: compliment instead of condemn. Then do it. Join me next week for Live, life-inspired views for every day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.